Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. It has been a minute. I think the last time I posted was last June or maybe it was August, but really long time. As the end of my school program was approaching, I just stopped putting pressure on myself to upload, and I miss it. I missed it, but it was nice to just kind of focus on finishing school, which I did this past November, and then it was the holidays, and then I went and I traveled in January to Thailand and Cambodia, and that was amazing. So yeah, a lot has happened since I last talked to you all. I hope you're doing great. I hope that all your projects that you've been working on have just been trucking along. I'm excited to show you what I've been working on since the beginning of this year, and also to take you along the process of designing and sewing a couple of pieces I've been wanting to add to my wardrobe. The design inspiration has come from pieces that I've pulled on Pinterest that I really like the silhouette of, or just like the overall like color schemes. I wanted to create some pieces that I could wear in my office, but also felt were true to my own style. So without further ado, let's get into the designing process. Now that I have a rough draft of my designs, I am now ready to show you guys my fabrics and make some adjustments based off of the fabric type that I have. I'm also gonna pull from patterns that I've already created in my stash, since I know that they fit my measurements specifically, and then I will just make the adjustments as I go for the actual silhouette of the top that I'm trying to make. For my first fabric, I have this nice linen material. It has a bit of an embroidery design to it. Fabric number 2 is like a gauzy style fabric. It's super lightweight, and I got a lot of it, so I thought that I could make like a cute little ruffled top with it, and then possibly have enough to make like a matching ruffled shorts with it as a little set. But I really love this soft sage green color. I really love greens, if you can't tell. But I just thought it was really bright and beautiful, so I went ahead and grabbed that for another top slash possibly shorts and top set. So this next fabric is not super lightweight, but I could not pass up on the cute little daisies embroidered on this denim. So I thought that it would be fun to make a cute little floral pair of pants out of this. I don't know, it's a darker jean, but I feel like the daisies just add that element of spring. Yeah, I don't know. When I saw this fabric, I really envisioned it as being a cute pair of pants. So that's what I'm gonna go for. It's denim, so it's thick, but I'm hoping that with the design that I'm trying to do, I could possibly do an elastic waistband if done right. I don't want it to be bulky. Who wants bulky jeans like around their waist, like all bunched up? That does not sound pleasant. So I'm hoping to get away with either an entire waistband with elastic, or just the back having like a strip of elastic to cinch it in the back. But we'll see how that goes with construction. I just know that I need a pair of pants with this design. So for my non-sewing project, I am knitting the Traveler's cardigan, and I'll go ahead and link that down below. I have the entire body done. on this cardigan. I chose this for the neckline specifically. It's a cardigan that goes a little bit higher up, more like when it's buttoned, more like a crew neck fit than like an actual V-neck, which I liked. I also like that it's cropped but oversized, so I just thought it would be a nice piece to add to spring. The yarn that I chose is an acrylic yarn, so it's not super warm, which I think is perfect since it's not very cold in the spring anyway. So I just thought it would be a nice little addition to any of my spring outfits. Pattern making can be the most time-consuming part of any project, so I like to save all of my patterns that I've made in the past, and when I pull them out, I just trace them on craft paper and make adjustments to the silhouette as I go. Once I like all of my adjustments, then it's easy peasy. I can cut it out of my fabric. Just make sure that you are measuring twice and you're cutting once. My next step is to take all of my panels of fabric and run it through my interlocking machine. This just makes sewing raw edges that much easier. I added a feature that was a new technique for me. It's faux shearing. I always thought that this technique was so difficult to execute, but it's actually so easy. You just take elastic thread and you put it in your bobbin and work your fabric underneath the machine, and what this does is creates a stretch to your fabric. I've seen this in so many different pieces in stores, and it was so easy to make. Now that my pattern is completely ready, I'm just placing all of the pieces with its accurate side, and I'm going to pin these with right sides together and then sew along the seam allowance. For my top, I wanted to create a ruffled bottom, almost a little peplum moment, so I'm just using that elastic thread to do that. Then I'm switching out my bobbin thread for regular thread to complete the hem on the top. I know this is a little bit out of order than you usually would. Typically a hem is the last step in making a piece, but I just thought it would be easier to do while the pattern piece was still flat. Last step was to attach my ruffled bottom to the waistband, and then to finish off the top, I went ahead and hand sewed all of my loose threads in. Good morning, it is another day, another coffee. I am planning to make my pants today. I finished one of the tops that I designed yesterday. I'm hoping I can finish this pair of pants by tonight because I do have a date with my hubby and I want to wear them. So these pants I like the fit of. I got these from Old Navy. They're flare jeans. I get a lot of compliments on them. They're high-waisted. So I want to take the fit and silhouette of these pants and I want to make them out of this fabric. There are two goals I'm hoping to accomplish. I want to have these pants be an elastic waistband, and because these pants have a pattern embroidered onto them, I'm hoping to not have a daisy end up in the crotch area or like a daisy on each butt. That I'm hoping that if I can do it right and cut the pattern out specifically, that those two things will not happen. Here I'm using my jeans for a general outline of my pattern. As I go, I'm adding the inches that I need to the legs and the waist. For example, these jeans are fitted and I'm making an elastic waistband, so I need to make sure that the waistband can fit over my hip points, which would be the widest part of this pattern. So I went ahead and sewed a mock-up of the pants, and I did add I feel like an inch extra than I actually needed to each side. But other than that, I really like the way that these look. I think removing that extra fabric will avoid creating sort of like a diaper look to the pants. While I also have these on, I'm going to mark where I want my pockets to lay because what's the point of making pants if you don't have pockets? So I'm gonna add pockets to these ones. But so far, I like the placement of everything. It's really cute. There's a lot of fabric in the back, but I'm hoping my waistband will take care of that. When adding pockets to a project, you want to decide if they're going to be external or internal pockets. For these jeans, I'm making them external, which means I'm going to sew my pockets directly onto the front panels of my pants. This has to be done while the pants are not sewn together. So I'm just interlocking all of my pattern pieces. Then I'll go ahead and show you how I sew them onto the fronts of my pants. Now that my pockets are sewn on, I can go ahead and sew each panel together. This is a lot of P's. I'm struggling really hard to make these voiceovers with like pockets, panels, pants. Anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and sew my pants together. Now I'm ready to sew on the waistband, and how I'm doing this is attaching the waistband with right sides together. Then when I flip it over, I'm using the stitch in the ditch method to hide all my stitching, and I'm going to leave a small opening to thread my elastic through. Over the course of filming this video, I've been working on my sweater at night, so the last step I have is to sew on the buttons, and then I can show you the final reveal. Hi, Editing Ariel here. If you're wondering what happened to that first fabric I showed you in the video, I, for the life of me, could not decide on a design, and instead of rushing through something and not being happy with the end result, I'm gonna save that fabric for a rainy day. I'm so sorry if that's disappointing or you're looking forward to watching me create something with that fabric, but stay tuned. I might post a short tutorial on my TikTok, so if you're not already following me there, you could go ahead and find my handles at the end. That wraps up my design and sewing process. I hope you enjoyed watching. I really enjoyed making these pieces. I'm super excited to get to wear them now. It always makes me feel really good when I draw something and the finished product turns out pretty much exactly like the original design. That always just makes me feel good. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, go ahead and like and subscribe if you want to see any more videos that I post. Thank you again so much for watching, and I'll see you all in the next one. Bye!